Hi and welcome back to ScaredyCat Rides. This is the channel for scaredy cats who might be feeling a little bit nervous or anxious or scared or any of the above about going on roller coasters. And it's especially for you if you love a theme park, if you love a roller coaster but kind of make you a bit nervous anyway, because that's just like me. Today's episode we are talking about inversions, or in layman's terms, going upside down. Now, I know if you're somebody who's not been upside down before, going upside down can seem like a real scary concept. And there's a lot of people out there who, maybe even you're in this boat, but there's a lot of people out there who won't go upside down. And that's fine, you know, if that's what you're happy with, then you should do that. You know, you should, if you're spending money to go to a theme park, you should feel safe, you should feel happy, do the things that bring you joy. But if you want to push past that fear, then I'm here to help, hopefully. And I do think, you know, it's worth talking about it and seeing what the reason for the fear is, and if we can give you a little bit of an encouragement into doing it, because inversions are great fun and there's so many rides out there that have them of all different shapes and sizes, so chances are you're missing out on something that you might really enjoy, all because of one little thing. I think we can do a little better than that if we try, huh? So I thought I would start off by telling you a little bit about my first time going upside down. So my very first upside down ride was Colossus at Thorpe Park. At the time, it was the roller coaster with the most inversions in the world at the time. Yeah, it was a bold choice for a first upside down roller coaster, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Was I feeling nervous about going upside down? Yeah, I was, but I'd had maybe sort of 3 years of hyping myself up to go on this ride because I got very interested in watching sort of POVs before I went on it, and that was probably my number one to watch. So I was scared, but probably not as hesitant as I have been with some other rides. So anyway, I got on it. I really enjoyed like the first half of the ride, and then we came to the iconic Heartline rolls, which are the bits sort of like a spiral like that. You've probably seen shots just looking down it of people sort of going like that, and let's just say I didn't love them. They're quite slow, you get a lot of hang time. I remember the feeling of coming up like out of my seat and into the restraint and just being really scared by it. It was so unfamiliar to me as a feeling and I did not like it. But then that same day I managed to go on Nemesis Inferno and discovered that actually going upside down can be really good fun. I think it's like a lot of things, it's finding the kind of ride that's going to work for you, that's going to jam with your vibe, because we all have different things that we like. Now, one thing I want to say before we get into that is the thing with going upside down is that it's really hard to picture what that's going to be like from off-ride if you've never done it. It's so alien. It's not something we encounter in day-to-day life. In day-to-day life we might have had experiences of going fast or going up a hill or whatever, or down a hill even, in a car and getting that sort of feeling, but you look at upside down and it looks so alien. And I think that there can be a sense of feeling like you're going to fall out of your seat, or feeling really like heavy, or that it might be really forceful, or you know, the inverse, that you know, that feeling of dropping. And you know, maybe there's a little bit of truth to some of those, but also not in all circumstances and on all inversions. And also, however you're picturing it in your mind is normally a million times worse than it actually is going to feel on the ride. So I do think with inversions, more than anything else, there is a sense of you kind of just got to do it to try it. And I hate that advice, because when you're scared of something, just do it. It's really hard, which is why I try and break it down. But it is always going to look alien and unfamiliar, and you're always going to have a hard time making it feel familiar when you're off-ride. But my same old bits of advice do still sort of apply. By which I mean, when you know what kind of rides you like, take a look at the inversions on the ride that you're looking at and see how that inversion rides. Is it quite smooth? Is it quite fast? Is it quite tall? Is it quite low down? Does it happen quickly, or does it take a bit of time to clear? You can think about all those things and make a decision about whether that inversion and that ride is going to be right for you. So for example, even though it's known as being an incredibly intense ride, I personally recommend Nemesis as a first roller coaster which does inversions. If you are somebody, for example, who likes Wicker Man at night, if you're somebody who likes Spinball Whizzer, the reason being that it is really fast and you get that push into the seat feeling in the same way that you do, really pretty much the same as if you're going around a steep curve on Wicker Man. It's basically the same feeling. Yeah, weird, right? But it kind of is. At least on most of the elements on that roller coaster. And the other thing I'd say about that as well is that the speed of that roller coaster means you're taking them so quickly that you don't really have time to register that you've gone upside down. Now, for some people, that might actually be a downside to Nemesis, because some people really enjoy that feeling of being suspended there. But if you're nervous about it, then that's a really good one, because then boom, it's done. You don't have to think about it. And then you can come off the ride and go, oh yeah, I went upside down. Awesome. Cast it. That said, you might be somebody who doesn't like an intense ride. You might prefer a slower inversion in that case. You could look at something like Icon at Pleasure Beach or Mandel's Mayhem at Chessington. Both of them, because they kind of only have the one inversion. I mean, technically you do it twice on Mandel Mayhem, but they could be ones to look at because you're not doing too much of it and it's not too fast either, and it kind of gives you time just to experience it. I have to say, Icon's inversion, the first time I did it, I wasn't really sure about it because it did feel kind of hang-timey, and I'm not a big fan of hang time. But now that I've done it a few times, I actually love that feeling. I think it just took a bit of time to get used to because it was so different to any other feeling really that you get. So I guess what I'm trying to say there is sometimes you try it and you're like, and then you try it and you're like, and then you try it and you're like, okay, I need that all the time now. So it's always worth giving it a go when it's something new and trying it and letting your body adapt to it. Because if you're like me, it takes a while adapting to new things, but it doesn't mean that fun isn't lying at the end. So yeah, that's my roundup on my how to get over your fear of inversions ride. Fear of inversions video. Although maybe it's been a ride, who knows. So hopefully I'll see you soon for more content. And what I am going to start doing is doing park specific content. So on that I'll talk about, for example, if you're at Thorpe, what ride you might want to try for your first inversion, as well as other things such as good times to go and just tips and tricks for pacing on the day and suggested ride orders and things like that. So that's all coming up on the channel soon, so please stick around, see you soon. And as always, if you did like this video, like, comment and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. You can also find me on Instagram at ScaredyCat Rides. See you soon. Do the brave things. I believe in you. Bye.